A Nightmare on Elm Street is a movie released in 1984 starring Robert Englund, Johnny Depp and Heather Langenkamp, written and directed by Wes Craven. Now, after reviewing Last House on the Left, which was Wes Craven's very first movie, I'm pleased to see that he's now found his voice with regards to this movie, because this movie is an absolute gem. I enjoyed this movie from start to finish, really enjoyed it, really enjoyed the original concept behind it, enjoyed the sort of story behind Fred Krueger, the antagonist in this movie. I think all of it is just absolutely fantastic. So the story revolves around Nancy and her three friends, all of whom are having nightmares about the same strange burnt man in a weird hat and stripy jacket, or stripy jumper even, and has finger knives chasing after them and slashing at them in their dreams, which turns out that when they wake up, they have the slash marks to sort of, that have come back with them as well. As the movie goes on, what we find out is that actually Fred Krueger is the person that's, haunting their dreams and is trying to kill them. In actual fact, succeeding quite a few times and being able to kill these kids in their dreams, and that's causing them to die in real life. It's all a mystery as to who Fred Krueger is and why he's chasing down these kids, and also how to stop him. Now, this movie is it's just absolutely fantastic, this film. Partly because the mystery of who Fred Krueger is teased all the way throughout, to the point where the only way of actually getting any further information about him is for the characters to go into the dreams willingly. But in doing so, they're putting themselves at risk of being killed. So the jeopardy is there and very pronounced. The best thing about these dreams is that they don't actually start from a definitive origin point. You don't know when the dream actually starts. Instead, what happens is that the character continues on in the same location as where they're at when they're starting to feel sleepy, and then they start to see some strange visuals, such as Nancy falling asleep at school and waking up, or not falling asleep even, starting to doze off. But before she seemingly does fall asleep, she sees her, best friend who's been killed. She sees her in a body bag being carried down the corridors of the school. Now, you don't know if that's just her hallucination or if that's sort of guilt making itself known at the fact that she, did or was in the house but didn't do anything, or whether it is in fact her dreaming. So straight away you're questioning exactly what's going on, and that keeps you hooked in. But it also resonates with the way the characters are feeling, because at the same time they don't know if they're dreaming or not, or if they're sort of being pursued by Fred Krueger, or whether or not it's just a normal dream. And yeah, all of that is very, very interesting. Now, there's only really four characters in this movie, as in like four victims that Fred Krueger is chasing in this movie. But even so, it's very easy for certain kills to become repetitive and boring and just, the same thing again and again and again. Every single kill in this movie is completely imaginative, and yeah, it does. The interesting thing about these kills is that it does sort of give you the idea that there is an outside influence involved. It's not a case where it's someone else in that world that's doing it, like a serial killer, for example. It's something more supernatural. There is a point where I think the first victim that gets killed, the police assume it's her boyfriend, who was the only person that was there at the time when she was killed. You obviously see that no, it was something supernatural. But yeah, the police assume it's him until he gets killed by something that's quite clearly from an outside influence, and therefore he isn't the person responsible. And it also it just feeds into that character of Fred Krueger, because quite clearly he enjoys getting off on torturing and terrorizing these kids. But it also makes you feel as though maybe he doesn't want the credit of his kills going to anyone else. He wants people to know that it's him that's doing it. And on that note, the performance from Robert Englund as Fred Krueger is absolutely incredible. He quite clearly, it's one of these people where he was born to play this role. And perhaps he got a little bit too much into it towards it, but certainly in this movie, he's just having a whale of a time in it. So the pacing in this movie is absolutely spot on. It's quite quick with regards to what it gets through, but it needs to be, because it needs to push you down that route of trying to find out what that mystery, or who this person is. What is the mystery behind why he's doing everything? Why is he terrorizing these kids in particular? And bit by bit, it's firstly you start to learn the identity of who he is, and then you learn his backstory, then you learn his motivation, and then you learn how to stop him. And then all of that comes together to a point where you think that everything has been solved, you think everything is over, only to find out it's not over. There is, once again, you don't know when it starts, but there's a dream, and the dream shows that he is very much still active and, yeah, still very much keen on killing anybody in their dreams. And the ending is left ambiguous as to sort of know whether or not it is actually a dream or whether it's just another sort of fantasy, whether the events of the film did actually take place and this is now reality, or whether this is the first dream. It really is difficult to sort of get a grasp of, and that is the best part of it, because obviously dreams are so, such a distorted version of our reality that you can't really get a grasp of what's real and what's not, or what's feasible, what's realistic, and what isn't. And yeah, that ambiguity that's left or leaves you on is, yeah, it's perfect. Overall, I had a really good time with this movie. I thought it was absolutely fantastic from start to finish. I was hooked, engaged in it, and yeah, I don't think I actually sort of let up until the film let me when it finished. So for that reason, perfect story, really creative and inventive sort of villain that comes out of it, and obviously an iconic one now. For that reason, 4 stars from me. So that was my review of Nightmare on Elm Street. Have you guys seen it? What did you guys think about it? Whatever you guys thought, please pop it in the comment section below. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be back with another one shortly, but until then, you guys take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one.